Greetings, friends. How are you doing today? I have a few questions for you today. The first question, have you ever seen one of these? This is a multicolor beach ball. Multicolor beach ball. Second question, can you tell from the photo, unless you know already, what's this structure, this brontosaurus behind me? And this is a photo of an actual structure. What is it made of? And then the third question, if you are in the US, particularly if you are in California, have you ever heard the company called Rise of the Jack of Lantern? And if you have, this structure is actually their property. I visited one of their events, which is this company uses this thing. And this is answer to the second question. If you are not able to tell what it is actually these things made out of a bunch of pumpkin. All these things that's oranges are pumpkin, and more pumpkin. And so the actual structure is actually quite large. And so it is so amazing to me to see how wonderful creativity this company does. And this week, you and I are sharing about lessons we learned from pumpkin, life lessons we can gain from pumpkins. And one of them is to think outside the box. Most people have pumpkin at around this time of the year. When people buy pumpkins around this time of the year, they might paint them, they might carve them a little bit, they might just simply put them as decorations, and then people do pumpkin and so on and so forth. But this company take it a few steps further and created this amazing structure. And this is just one of them. They have armies made out of pumpkin, you name it, and you can imagine bird fish, the whole scenery as if it's an under the sea scene. It is amazing. And it was such a brilliant example of looking at something that is so simple. Pumpkin's pretty darn simple if you just look at it. Looking at something that seems to be so simple and then taking it a few steps further and create something so beautiful, so lovely. And so my question for you is, what is it in your life that might seem to be fairly simple? You probably kind of look at it and say, yeah, it's just a something, like just a pumpkin. And that's something outside of your life. Perhaps it's something about your work or something. But also for many of us, what is it in your life about you that up until now you might say it's just a what have you? And so many times we have these things being human. Many people are very humble. And so you might have caught somebody say, or you say, I'm just a nurse. Being a doctor, I hear it so many times. I'm just a nurse. Like doctors one function without nurses. Hello. And I'm just an assistant. I'm just an accountant. I am just a stay-at-home parent. And so many I'm just. But what if, just like this pumpkin, there are actually a whole lot more possibility, a whole lot more potential from you or whatever it is in your circumstance. Perhaps you have an opportunity, a job, or maybe even that is not seemingly the most super awesome opportunity under the sun, but you're doing it for whatever reason you're doing it. And what if there are actually huge opportunity hidden in there, just like with this pumpkin is unassuming. It by itself, the pumpkin is quite unassuming, right? And so how do you now? The question is, how do you think of the different opportunity? And you do that with the use of a beach ball. This beach ball here, the multicolor beach ball, is one of the most fascinating tools. Now, let's say you are facing a situation, or you perhaps it might be even about you and your potential, and you're looking at it and you say, you know what, it's just whatever the just is. And imagine that your situation, whatever it is, whether it's your situation outside of you, that you feel about a little bit sad, a little bit depressed, a little bit blue. So you're kind of looking at the blue part of this beach ball here. Now imagine that the situation you have is actually a beach ball. So what's the possibility? This particular beach ball is particularly great one because why? Next to the blue, next to the blue, where you can find everything is depressing, it's actually green. Green's kind of like where there is opportunity. Perhaps green in the United States, the paper money, the bills here are green. So what is opportunity that's hidden on something that's blue? Because if you take just a step further from blue, you actually run into opportunity. And then if you take a step further on the other side of blue, there are things that is so sunny, that are potential, that are some things to be celebrating perhaps and be joyful for. And then as you continue your journey, if you were feeling blue, but you allow yourself to see what opportunity, what is something that perhaps you can be grateful for, and something you can be courageous and have a lot of spirit, you'll read peace of mind. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that so fascinating? That there is so much potential in everything and everybody, whether it is unassuming pumpkin or something you feel that very just some a simple thing. There are not a lot of potential in there. I invite you, if there is such a situation in your life, and if not, each of us has more potential than we actually aware of at this very moment. You, in other words, has more potential than you aware of at this moment. And just use an imaginary beach ball or use the image of the beach ball in here from the video just now and just look at it and say, so I wonder what other potential might I have and love? What other potential might you have and love and able to turn something that is seemingly very simple, unassuming, perhaps even not so fun, something that makes you feel kind of blue, and turn it into an opportunity. Turn it into an opportunity. What about if you have whatever it is that behind everything that's blue, there is a possibility and an opportunity to have a wonderful, cheerful, bright future, something to be grateful for. What is something that you're being grateful for? So I invite you today to allow pumpkin and beach ball to help you see what other potential might you have, to see what potential might your circumstance have, something that perhaps up until now you haven't seen, but right now, by now, since you've seen about the beach ball and the pumpkin, you know that everything that is going on right now in your life, if it is not as magnificent and super awesome as you wanted it to be, then yes, you can choose to stay in the blue, or you can choose to see what opportunity there, what possible bright future there, what is it that you might be able to actually learn to allow you to have even more peace of mind. And so I invite you to share them in the comment below if you'd like to, what opportunity, potential opportunity that you are facing right now. And if you have any feedback, please share them in the comment below. If you have if you feel like sharing this video with anyone, allowing your loved one, your friend, your family know that there are magnificent, much more potential in each and every one of them, more than what they initially thought about. So if you'd like to share this video, you're welcome to do that as well. And this is Bridget with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief. I love you very much. I see that you embrace this, you become more creative and more serving, and naturally bringing even more fulfillment in your life, bringing even more joy, more abundance, more fun, just like this thing, super fun here. And as you embrace that, you create a beautiful, thriving life one day at a time, and a wonderful, thriving life as a whole. And I love you very, very much. And I look forward to see you again very, very soon.